Hello, my name is Marc Simpson. This is my reflective analysis on my project for Measure Australia. Well, firstly, who is Measure Australia? Measure Australia is a drone inspection business that currently uses drones to image buildings and properties to detect property defects and maintenance requirements. MA has a competitive advantage in that it uses artificial intelligence or AI to analyze these images, so producing reports in days rather than weeks. Our RFS or Research for Service outcome was to provide MA with a go-to-market strategy to enter the oil and gas industry. What steps did we take? Well, firstly, we had to understand the drivers of the oil and gas industry. Secondly, we had to work out what certificates MA required to enter this industry. Thirdly, we need to do a gap analysis to understand where the gap in the market for MA to enter compared to their competitors. And fourthly, we had to develop a go-to-market strategy. And in fact, we actually developed two. What were the group dynamics like? Well, the team was made up of a diverse range of cultural, upbringing, and skills, but unfortunately, we lacked gender diversity with only one woman. Our leaders allocated time at the beginning of each meeting, so we really got to know each other as individuals. And this created team bonding and made us a really effective team. The team was split into two smaller teams, the NBA All-Stars and the All-Riggers. This allowed a little bit of competition between the two teams to try and get different parts of the project done. And we also worked in pairs. This allowed people to share skills with other people and work more closely. Each team member was encouraged to be responsible for their section. This created ownership of the final report, and it really was a team effort. As individuals, we were able to utilize our strengths, but we also allocated tasks that will help to improve our weaknesses. What do I think my strengths were? Well, I thought I brought deep customer empathy to help our team focus on what did MA really require with the go-to-market, but also more importantly, what did their ultimate customers require to have a successful tender in that marketplace. I really found this project exciting, so that excitement led me to use my curiosity to research deeply and widely, and hopefully provide the team with some out-of-box concepts. I used my organisational skills to assist and organise that research into structured folders that the team could utilise later on to come back to and reference. Well, what were my weaknesses and learning experiences? Well, firstly, I really hadn't done much project budgeting and hadn't really looked at risk and how to analyse risk. I was lucky to learn those skills on this project. Also, was able to use different frameworks such as Blue Ocean Strategy, PEST-led, and risk cost matrices. These frameworks, I think I'll be utilising in further projects. I got to understand myself as well and my behaviour in the group. And one of the things that I learnt was to be careful of how I use humour in groups with diverse backgrounds and cultures, because what I find funny may not also be funny for them. And I need to have a higher level of attention to detail, especially when it comes to referencing. So early on, I found that I wasn't referencing all my work, but later on, I learned that that's really important to have a successful project. Let's have a look. What was our group strengths, and what did I learn from that? Well, the great thing was our team members had respect for each other's opinions. So even though we might have argued and debated over certain things, we were able to come to a decision end and move forward. Our diverse range of background and knowledge has really assisted in producing these different opinions, but it gave us also a wide amount of skills that we could bring to this project. The great thing was each individual had a high work ethic. So our project deadlines were met on or ahead of a schedule, and that helped us finishing our project with 3 weeks to go. Our leaders leveraged each individual expertise, but they also encouraged team members to attempt tasks that were outside their comfort zone, and so we all had a learning from this project. So what did the team or the group, what were our weaknesses? Well, firstly, looking if I was going to do project in the future, I think I would like to see more agendas. The lack of agendas mean we going to meetings who really didn't quite understand, or we couldn't prepare as well for the meeting as we could have. This lack of agenda also, I believe, meant that we sometimes, or most times, we ran overtime. This running overtime, it really did impact on some people's family time. And the lack of agenda diversity, I believe that, women provide an important part in the workplace, and they tend to be more empathetic, they tend to be more ethical, and their opinion tend to be more thought out. Maybe the lack of that and trying to improve that diversity in future teams would be helpful. So, what's my take-home messages I've learned? Well, firstly, yes, I think the project did reinforce my strengths in research and customer empathy. I got alerted to my weakness, especially my attention to detail, and that I need to consider cultural diversity when I use humour. I'm going to utilise that team building, really getting to know people first in a team as individuals, because that will lead to good team building and make us an effective team. I'm going to utilise frameworks such as PEST-led, Blue Ocean strategy, and Double Diamond strategies for future projects. I found them very helpful and useful. One of the great things to learn is how to improve my presentation technique. So through change of voice, in tempo and tone, and also how to link between speakers using handover phrases. So overall, this was a very exciting project for me, and I'll look forward to further projects in my MBA. Thank you.